Dobar den,
And Stravey
and welcome back to Bulgaria.
for our latest update. Complete with Ziggy the cat this week, who
Yes.
might disappear at any time.
As is her way.
Yeah. So what's happened this week, Adam?
Oh well, we've had a busy week this week, again.
We've had a very busy week, but the highlight of the week has definitely been the weather.
Oh yeah.
It has been amazingly warm here this week.
Yes.
I think anybody who follows my Facebook will see that it was 45 degrees in direct sunlight on Monday. Was it Monday?
I think it was Monday, yes.
And 31 in the shade. And everything in the garden has just grown
Yeah, we've had a few
overnight.
Well, we've had a few overnight showers, so the water and the heat has just made it go crazy.
Yeah, it's just stunning. All my seeds that I didn't think were coming through are coming through, and starting to make quite an impact.
Yep. The tree of heaven started to sprout its leaves.
Yeah, which are really pretty colours.
Yeah, I thought I'd killed some of them, but they seem to be still alive, so that's good.
I think they're fairly indestructible.
They appear to be.
They have a sort of invasive species, so we have to keep on top of them, keep them under control. But they are quite a pretty plant.
Yeah.
We spent most of Sunday and Monday in the garden, didn't we?
We did.
Trimming and getting bits done as far as we could until we ran out of petrol.
And strimmer string.
And strimmer cord.
Yep.
Yeah. That brought a halt to those proceedings. We were also planning this week to do the barn roof.
Yeah.
And start doing some repairs on that. But after watching Adam go up a ladder and the beams bouncing around under his weight, it didn't last long. I was like,
No.
Please get off the roof, Adam. I'm sure it'll hold my weight. No, please get off the roof, Adam.
I've been banned from the roof, so.
Banned from the roof.
Yeah.
It didn't look a very safe option to me to have Adam wandering around up there, especially as we've got no car. No means of
I
getting
wasn't going to
help.
drive on it.
I know you weren't going to drive on it, but it was that put paid to that plan. It's definitely not sound enough for Adam to be wandering around on top of it.
So we had to find something else to do.
So we did, yeah.
We have been in battle this week. And it's been a tough war of attrition that we
Yes.
think we might be getting to the end of, but we're not sure. And that's our friendly barn swallows.
Yes, who returned in force last week.
Oh yes.
At the beginning of the week.
They decided the best place to build their nest was right above our front door.
Yeah.
Which we decided wasn't the best place.
So I think there must have been one there sometime in the past, and of course because we've taken all this porch netting down,
Yep, they're back.
they can get back in there. So we built them a little nest out of
We
mud
have.
and everything, didn't we?
And they've not used that
They
at
don't
all.
like that.
No.
We put it further down the house, but they're not keen on that.
It's not where they want to live.
They want to live and right over our front door.
And of course we did have a visitor yesterday who came into the house because we left the front door open,
Yes.
and then spent 20 minutes trying to get the swallow out of the living room.
Yeah, which was quite distressing for the swallow, I'm sure. We tried not to distress it too much, but
No.
she didn't seem to be able to find the door or the window or anything, did she?
But eventually she found an open space, out she went and closed the
threw
window
out the
behind
window,
her.
closed the window up again. But we think they are now relocating to our barn.
They go in and out the barn a lot, and
So-
being barn swallows is where they should be.
Adam's not keen on them as house guests. Yeah, we had that battle, which we think we overcame.
We'll let you know next week.
Yeah. So after we couldn't do the barn, Adam then decided he was going to finish off the campsite.
Yes, and as you can see from these pictures, we've built a fire pit in the middle. We put a bench up for us to sit on, so we can sit there with the fire, toasting marshmallows, as you do. And if you're wondering what it's like to be in a hammock in our woodland, it's exactly like this.
Yeah.
Something else I've been playing with this week, I started doing it last year and I'm back doing it this year, is my favourite price for anything usually is free. And I found a way of getting free hot water. This is how I do it. One thing we have a lot of here is sunshine. This lends itself to lots of solar projects and experiments. You may have seen these camp shower bags. They hold 5 gallons, they're black on one side and clear on the other. Fill them up and let the sun heat the water. The bags are reusable, and the idea is to get enough hot water to give you a shower when you're camping. I'm using it just to get hot water for washing and for washing up. I fill it from our outside tap in the garden. This is obviously cold water to start with. When filling the bag with water, it's important to get as much air out as possible. After all, you want to heat the water, not the air in the bag. To see how good a job the bag does, we need to know what temperature the water is to start with. This is the temperature of the water straight out of the tap. I have used these bags before with varying results. The idea is to lay the bag with the black side facing upwards in direct sunlight. Leave it there for a few hours and let the water heat up. I've laid it on a white board. This reflects the heat back up into the bag. I also use a reflective windscreen cover to reflect extra sunlight onto the bag. This creates more heat on the bag and hotter water. I now take the temperature of the bag itself. That is the temperature of the bag, not the temperature of the water. As the day goes on, I continue to take temperature readings from the bag, and whilst this is an indication of how hot the water is getting, it's not an actual temperature of the water. After 4 hours of being in the sunshine, this is the temperature of the bag. This is the point I decide I'm going to test the water to see what temperature it has achieved. The most difficult part of this is getting the water back out of the bag. I will need to make a stand so that I'm not struggling to carry 20 kilos of water in one hand. At this point, testing the temperature of the water, we can see that it is increased in temperature by around 30 degrees. I went on to leave the bag in the sun for a further couple of hours and it got even hotter. So, free hot water for a minimal amount of effort. I have found that the reflector makes a considerable difference in results. Yes, so this week we've been to Targovishti.
We have. Mike and Naomi came over, the people that used to have the house before us, and took us into Targovishti for the day.
Thank you very much.
Great. It was
Brilliant
lovely.
day. Yeah.
We had the best day, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. I just speak to other people rather than just ourselves.
Yes, it was quite odd. And they are very delightful company, so that was really good.
And we got stuff done, didn't we?
We did get stuff done.
Well, I say we got stuff done.
Yeah, mainly
Naomi
Naomi
got stuff done.
She was a warrior princess in the bureaucracy of the municipality offices and the water board. We went to pay our yearly municipality taxes, rates,
Council tax,
and our rubbish collection, and also the water bill.
Yes.
And because we're new here and have not paid them last year, we had no documents other than the house deeds and our residency cards to go in with. Yeah. So we went in and after being met at the first desk by somebody who said no and chatted away in Bulgarian to us that she couldn't do anything, Naomi just stood there. And we've learnt a valuable lesson. What you do if they say they can't do it, if you just stand in front of them for long enough, they seem
eventually
to go
they find somebody
else who does know how to do it. And she could get it sorted for us, and we now have the proper reference numbers.
Yes, and we paid our yearly council tax bill of roughly £35, or 65 levers, I think it came.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it comes in two parts because they charge you pay as an individual.
Yeah.
So I think.
Have you got the bill there?
I've got the bill here. It was £10.80 for our rubbish collection each per year, or 10 lev 80, not £10. And our municipality taxes were 21.91.
So yes,
so
add them together, double it for two of us.
Yeah, the total bill came to 60. Can you read that? 65.42.
65.42.
Lev, which
so
is
about
roughly
£30.
half that. Yeah. That's our cost.
That's our council tax bill.
But the best bit was the amount of paper that it actually took to do this. That's the dot matrix printer word into life.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
And this is what we got. There's our receipt.
All
properly stamped. And we have officially paid that bill.
Paid our taxes for the year. And if we managed to get into full May the 1st, which we didn't, you'd have got a discount.
Yes.
On that.
You'd have got 5% discount. So we'd have saved 3 lev.
Yeah.
And then we went to the water.
Yes, we went to the water board with the same story.
Yeah.
We
They
gave
hadn't
them the
heard of us
numbers
either.
and the details we had, and she looked at the paperwork and kept shaking her head,
Yeah.
and Naomi just stood there
Yeah.
and kept giving her the papers again.
Yeah.
And
so off she went, found somebody who could help us.
yeah,
And,
5-10 minutes later, down they came.
Yeah. And we paid our 6 months worth of water bill.
Which came also to 61 left.
61, 62
Yeah.
left. Another
so
£30.
£30.
So
That
yes.
is only for 6 months.
So yeah.
So
So that's £5 a month for the water, which isn't bad.
So it was quite a relief to get those two things paid and sorted, because now that we've got the right reference numbers, we can do it all online.
Which is our preferred way of doing it.
Yeah. And the staff, despite being initially quite computer says no, were actually really friendly once they sorted it all out.
Once it was sorted out, and there wasn't a problem, they were lovely.
And they were smiled and they thanked us and we thanked them, and it was all very lovely. Then we went and had coffee and cakes because we definitely thought we all deserved it, especially Naomi.
We celebrate with coffee and cakes. 4 cappuccinos, 4 slices of cake, about a £5.
Yeah, delicious. And they were delicious as well.
So yeah, did a bit of shopping, got the bits we needed.
Adam bought a sledgehammer.
I bought a sledgehammer. Another tool.
Another tool.
And yes, I've got rubble to break up. And it's the only way. So Kira, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, you can come now. We've got the sledgehammer ready for you. Or Max.
Or Max.
Yes.
But I think Kira.
So we've not done much around inside the house, have we? Because we've just been lured outside by the lovely weather.
Yeah.
Though we have also developed siesta time in the afternoons with the hammocks, which is,
it does mean we get up earlier in the morning, start work a bit earlier than we used to, but after 12 o'clock.
And definitely work a bit later.
Oh yeah.
Because the best time to work here is sort of between 5:30 and 8:30, I think.
Yeah, and then it gets dark, so you can't work on. Not if you're outside, but no, it's far too hot in the middle of the day. So we do what people in hot countries have done for years: have a little snooze. Have a break, some lunch, stay in the cool.
Yes, and so because it's been so lovely outside, we haven't wanted to do anything indoors.
But we will be getting on with that as soon as we've sorted out the building materials.
And decided what we're doing.
Well, yeah, that always
We can't
helps.
make our minds up on flooring at the moment, whether we're going back to wooden, whether we're going concrete, we just don't know.
Yeah, we're going backs and forwards, but we will decide and we'll let you know.
Yeah. And the thought of taking down a ceiling in this weather is
The thought of putting your overalls on when the temperature's 30 degrees is...
quite difficult.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll have cooler days
I'm sure we will. I hope we will.
before next November.
The days we want to work, we hope it's a bit cooler.
Yeah. So and it is important to get the garden sorted in this time of year.
Yeah,
Because otherwise it does get totally out of hand very quickly. So we may have another extra outside week next week.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
But thanks very much for watching.
Absolutely. And hopefully we'll see you again next week.
Yeah, we hope this video finds you well and that you're all staying safe.
Absolutely.
Take care.
Do skoro.
Do skoro. Bye-bye.
Bye. Dobry den.
Strawberry.
And welcome. I think that was cat hair.
Yeah, well, Ziggy found that quite fascinating. So, yeah, what do we do
When?
this week?
Oh.
We had,
I'll just stay here with this fixed grin on my face. Bye.